Hey, welcome back everyone. Thanks so much for being here. So we've got some more interesting news and reveals to go over. Let's jump right in. First up, we're talking about Armored Core. So apparently Fromsoftware has decided to focus more on the deep narrative story of Armored Core. Thus, there will be no campaign co-op in the game. So speaking during an interview with IGN, Fromsoftware's Hidetaka Miyazaki and Masura Yamamura revealed that the upcoming Armored Core Fires of Rubicon will not feature campaign co-op. Furthermore, Yamamura says that the game's story is seen as something of a soft reboot for the franchise. He goes on to say here, we are thinking mainly of a competitive multiplayer mode, as in past titles in the series. Players will be able to show off their own aircraft and have fun competing against one another, which sounds really cool in my opinion. On the other hand, he states, in the story mode, which is the main part of the game, we have chosen not to include cooperative play because we want to emphasize the dynamic action, the free running of your aircraft, and the active changes you can make during missions. We are focusing on the intense experience that can only be realized in a single player mode. The story is completely new. There is no direct connection to past Armored Core games, but a new independent story and setting. So I thought this all was really interesting. If you love Fromsoftware and you've been a fan of the games that they've made recently, like myself, I'm wondering if you guys will give this one a chance, Armored Core Fires of Rubicon. Even if you weren't a fan of Armored Core games in the past, or if you don't know much about them in this mech style game, I think this is what great success can really do for a studio. Since Fromsoftware has had such a success with their Dark Souls games, and now obviously with the mammoth of a success being Elden Ring, now they've earned a lot of favor when it comes to gamers. So a lot of gamers now will give them a chance and give a game like Armored Core a chance when perhaps they wouldn't have in the past. Actually, when I think about Armored Core Fires of Rubicon, the first thing that comes to my mind is something like, let's say, Titanfall, that mech style competitive shooter action game. You know, even though I'm sure Armored Core is nothing like Titanfall, I know that. That's just one of the first things that come to my mind. So I'm definitely going to give this game a chance. I can't wait to play it and see how it plays, what it feels like, what's the soul of the game. And I definitely give FromSoft the benefit of the doubt with this one. I'm wondering if you guys do as well based on all their success. So let me know about that. So next up, we're talking about PlayStation VR2. And apparently it's going to have a pretty big presence at this upcoming CES, which is pretty cool to hear actually. So this is coming from an article in PlayStation Universe where they say the Computer Electronics Showcase for the coming year is soon upon us, which means more presentations from the world's tech leaders, Sony included. And we can already tell that this year will be an important one for PlayStation players to tune into, specifically anyone looking to grab a PlayStation VR2. Furthermore, they state, the live presentation's description on YouTube doesn't go into further detail about what it will contain, but with PlayStation VR2 set to launch in February, it's no real surprise to see that it'll appear at CES this year. Sony has already shown it off at previous events, so it'll also likely be available for those at CES in 2023 Las Vegas to try out for themselves. That is very cool if you guys want to go down there and maybe check it out. Furthermore, they say, but the public gets their hands on it on February 22nd in 2023. So I wanted to let you guys know all about this. If you're interested in PlayStation VR2, you should definitely pay close attention to this year's CES to get more details, maybe more intricate details about the system itself and the games that will be coming out for it, and even more impressions from those who will get hands-on with the system. I'm very interested in it. I was not an early adopter with PlayStation VR. I did not want to jump into PlayStation VR 1. I was one of the ilk that said, I don't want to be a part of the first generation. I would rather wait until the second generation when a lot of the kinks are worked out. Even though I played PlayStation VR 1 and I was very aware of everything that it had going on, tech, games, everything included, I wanted to really dig deep and invest into PlayStation VR 2, a second generation of VR for PlayStation, once they got their legs under them, once they learned about a lot about the rights and wrongs and the do's and don'ts when it comes to VR. And now I feel that this will be a much more grounded experience when it comes to VR. So now I'm interested in it. I'm hoping I can actually get one for myself, but I'll definitely be checking out CES and following closely with all the developments there. Let me know if you guys will, or if you're interested in PSVR at all. Lastly, here we're talking about Elden Ring, and apparently it's getting its first price drop ever on the PlayStation Store, which is really, really cool to hear for all gamers, I would say. So I got this one in an article in PlayStation Universe where they say, featured within PlayStation Store's holiday sale, Elden Ring has had a price slash from $59.99 down to $41.99, which is very huge for a game of this caliber. So furthermore, they say the Elden Ring price drop will be effective until January 6th, which is very convenient for those receiving a new PlayStation system during the holidays. Other notable games joining Elden Ring in the holiday sale include Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, The Witcher 3, Gran Turismo 7, Red Dead Redemption 2, NBA 2K23, and many, many more. Furthermore, it says it might be surprising to see Elden Ring on offer during the holidays, as it's surely going to be one of the go-to games for new PlayStation owners, regardless of price, after receiving numerous Game of the Year awards. It's going to be on the radar for anyone that hasn't played it yet, and they are right about that, I can say. Whether or not you're into Fromsoftware's games, it's easy to appreciate a discount like this. So I wanted to bring you guys this information just to let you know that they're going to be having a big sale on the PlayStation Store, and Elden Ring is one of the games, and it's the first time it's going all the way down to $41.99 on the PlayStation Store, which is very cool. So if you're interested in this game, this may be the time to check it out, and you can download it easily. Very, very good game. I recommend it. If anyone was interested in getting into a FromSoft game, this may be the one for you to check out. So let me know what you think about this sale. And thanks a lot for being here as always, guys. Catch you later.